Our next speaker coming up is from Sherman College. She's only a student. Put your seatbelts on. She's gonna give you a high energy, condensed powerhouse talk because that's who she is. She's in school and she already does missions trips. She's in school and she's already helped raise several thousands of dollars for charities and organizations. She's in school and she's also already been pivotal in national awareness of the concussions, right? This like you're gonna go, oh, I remember her. I was there when. So let's give it up for Brooke Mills, everybody.
That was quite an intro. I love it when they say really nice things about you. I forgot some of the things that I do. So with concussions, he mentioned that I founded National Concussion Awareness Day. And concussions, as well as so many other things, can be viewed as accidents. And I want to talk about how there really are no accidents. My late grandfather used to talk to us all the time about how everything happens for a reason. And so with that being said, that concludes that there are no accidents, that everything that's happened in my life, in your life, and the lives around us has its purpose. As I was curating this little presentation, I was sitting at my dining room bench and I literally slipped off. I've got quite a bruise on my ankle. I don't know if you front rowers can see, but even that, I guess, wasn't an accident. So, let's see if this works. That is me, baby little me, and my beautiful mother when she graduated from Palmer College of Chiropractic. So I was not quite one when she graduated, and I can conclude that I wasn't super purposeful, right? I wasn't expected. But I truly believe that there was no accident that I was put on the earth to live my first year of life at Palmer, going to her classes, being the child's dummy, being used for presentations, and getting to meet some incredible people, and having Sigafus at our house, being able to meet Fred Barge, and so many incredible chiropractors that we continue to look up to this day. It has continued to shape my childhood. Being born as a chiropractic baby, I was not vaccinated. I've never been vaccinated, and I truly never understood the power that held. I went throughout my life with my own little bubble, and I think Dr. Kim Thor talked about it last night, about her children when they were not wearing masks and all of their classmates were. It was just their truth, and they would stand up for what they believed in. And it wasn't until I was much older that I was realizing that so many of my classmates were leaving. I was a competitive dancer. They would leave dance classes after 5 hours of dancing and just take a few Advil because they had some pain, or they didn't want to feel sore the next day. That wasn't my reality, and I never knew that that was what other people were going through. Not until I had my accident did I realize the power that the medical community had over so many people, and how a lot of other individuals don't know better, and they don't have any other, education or opportunity to know how to stand up for themselves. So I founded National Concussion Awareness Day, and in March of 2014, I was playing a competitive team handball in my gym class, my freshman year of gym class, and I went to go pick up a ball, and a boy went to go kick it, and he kicked the left side of my face, knocking me unconscious. I lost about 5 years of memories, about 2.5 years prior to my injury, and then I couldn't create new memories for about 2.5 years after that. And so as a student, that was really hard, and I had headaches for the first time in my life. I mean, I was adjusted on day one. I'd never really had headaches unless I didn't drink enough water. And I never really understood a lot of the pain that other people could be going through life with, and that was just normal for them until my brain injury. And speaking that there are no accidents, it had completely changed the trajectory of my life. I went into a concussion specialist, really one of my first times in the doctor, and it was about 4 or 5 months after my brain injury, and I wasn't seeing any results. My symptoms were still really harsh. I couldn't look outside without sunglasses on. I had to go to school with sunglasses on. I couldn't watch movies. I couldn't go to school dances. I couldn't dance anymore. I couldn't jump. I couldn't spin. I barely learned how to drive a car because that was the age that I was at. And the concussion specialist offered me an Alzheimer's drug, a medication for migraines, and some painkillers at 14, 15 years old. I would have been hooked on those for the rest of my life. And I don't know how my brain would have ever healed after my brain injury. I'm now 8 years out, and I'm finally pretty much symptom-free, other than my memory is not the best. And I still don't have those 5 years of memory I really wish I could have. And with my brain injury taught me truly the power that the body has. My mom used to put me on her radio show as a very little girl, as I would say, the chiropractic, because the body heals itself. And that was how I was known around town. And I knew that, and that was my truth, as I mentioned before. But after this, it had a new power. And I remember people asking me all the time while I was visiting my mom at her office if I wanted to become a chiropractor. And I said, no way. No way. That's for my mom. She's going to do that forever. She's super young. She's got that. Somebody else has got that. And I never really felt like that was my calling or what I wanted to do or how I was going to give back to the world. But I knew that I wanted to do something big and be impactful and help others. My mission in life is to leave it better than you found it. Whether that's a person, whether that's Sherman College of Chiropractic, where I go right now, whether that is the brain injury community. That's why I founded National Concussion Awareness Day, was to be able to be a voice for others who weren't as lucky as I was. And so that's how I've channeled my mission into now serving as the founder of National Concussion Awareness Day in an organization called Lessen the Impact, and through chiropractic school. So protecting straight chiropractic also does not happen on accident. That's right. So many of you here do the dirty work, is what I like to say. You're here protecting principled chiropractic, and for that I couldn't be more grateful and more thankful. As a second-generation chiropractor, I can see the wide array of different people in our profession and how I want to see the future of our profession go, and making sure that we're all leaving it better than we found it. So, here are so many ways that you can help leave the chiropractic profession better than when we found it, because that's my purpose. I found a lot of, I have a lot of drive for pediatrics, because I truly feel like that is where our future is. These children are going to grow up and become leaders of our nation, and hopefully chiropractors, and understand the chiropractic way of life. And so my passion is going to totally be with taking care of pregnant moms and babies, but there are different ways that you can continue to give back to this profession. One of them is being present in our communities. I used to go to spinal screenings with my mom. And like I said, I was on those radio shows. I did things as a little girl that was present in the community to make sure that people knew what chiropractors were and what we represented. Being at Mile High, supporting principled chiropractic and being an advocate continually. Adopt a student. If you were at the Sherman Luncheon, I mentioned how Dr. Matt McCoy sponsored me as an intern, so he was able to provide me my blue clinic jacket as I entered into outpatient clinic, and how impactful you all can be in a student's life, because school only lasts 3.5 years. I've only got a year left, and after that we continue to need support and so many foundational offerings that you can provide to students. Sign up to do a student it's a PMOE at Sherman is what we call it, or some people say externship, but a I'm not going to try to say it. Signing up to do that allows a student to come and be with you as their last little phase of school before they graduate. So I'll be doing my PMOE experience in a year from now. And so making sure that you've filled out that application on whatever school you'd like to take students from. On the Sherman website, it's super accessible to be able to type in all of your information and be able to have students come into your office for about 3 months. Reach out to your alumni. And this is especially applicable if you came from a school that isn't super principled. These students can benefit from you and what you offer even more than somebody who's coming from Sherman. Not that I don't appreciate and love all of you, but reaching out to your alumni can support those students on so many more levels. Use principled language in your education. My mom also loved to have me say subluxation when I was a little girl because it came out really funny, right? And so it was catchy on the radio. But by using the verbiage that we want to continue to see in our profession, you're educating the communities. I currently live in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and there are so many chiropractors, and so I love being able to pump up my gas and somebody sees that I've got the Sherman College of Chiropractic sticker on, and they're like, yeah, subluxations! I'm like, yeah! I'm so glad you know that word because I grew up in New Hampshire, and not everybody knew what a subluxation was. So by educating your patients on what the actual literature is and what we're going through as chiropractors and what you're doing. Financially support your schools, and then send students. Sherman College is booming, and we love our students, and we couldn't be more thankful for just getting more people into this profession and getting more principled chiropractors out into the world. And lastly, my favorite one is to be able to give back to the Foundation of Vertebral Subluxation. I've had the honor since I was in first quarter to represent Dr. McCoy and Chiro Futures and McCoy Press as a student leader on scholarship. So I have the pleasure of going around and sharing the incredible work that doctors like Dr. McCoy, Dr. me and Dr. Kent are doing for our profession. They're making sure that we have scientific literature out that supports what we are doing as principled chiropractors. Some literature articles that have the title with subluxation in it. It's so hard to find, but it shouldn't be. Also, I, for a period of time, did research for the Foundation of Vertebral Subluxation. And research is not super fun. I like to talk about it, but I don't really love to do it. And so if you are the same way and you don't want to do it, I really encourage you to put your money where somebody will. It'll back you up and support our profession more than you know. It's something that I really don't want to do, so I'm going to continue to give my money to somebody else who's willing. Thank you, Dr. Amy. I know you're in here. Bottom of the line is there are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. You are all here for a reason. You're incredible principled chiropractors for a reason. And I couldn't be more thankful for each and every one of you, the sacrifices and the incredible missions and advocacy that you do on a daily basis. I cannot wait to get out of school and be able to practice and preach what I am right now someday. And lastly, whether you take the blue pill or the red pill, it isn't by accident, it's by daily choice and daily action. And I couldn't be more thankful for all of you to choose to wake up and take that red pill every day. Some days it's easier than the others. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been such a pleasure.
All right, let's give it up for Brooke Mills.